Hi YouTube, it's your girl, Miss Uniquely Defined. I'm getting at you with my um, postpartum update, and I posted something yesterday, but I was told that the sound was messed up, so I decided to go ahead and just do my L&D video today. I have a surprise. This probably be two parts too because I got a lot to discuss. But I have a surprise, guys, and yes, she's here. She's sleeping right now, but I'm just gonna show you her over here. There she goes. She's on her little boppy pillow right now, knocked out. But yeah. So it's been a while, and I apologize, but I have updated. I'm sorry. I have my last update was a 38-week video, I believe, or 37. But either way, I had a 38 or a 39-week prepared that I was going to upload, and then all of a sudden I went into um, the hospital. I was admitted for high blood pressure. So yeah, so basically, my 39-week appointment was pretty much, hey, my 39-week appointment was actually the day I was admitted, which was a Thursday, um, the 12th, August 12th. And how it started was, I'm trying to make sure I cover everything. How it started was my blood pressure was pretty much elevated on the 38th week as well, but um, all he did was let me do a 24-hour urinalysis at home, and he told me to come back on my 39th week, and we'll just monitor the blood pressure and see if it has increased. And I went to my local pharmacy and put my arm in the blood pressure cuff the days in between, and it was pretty high. So I called him and told him. He told me to go over to the hospital. I wasn't admitted that day, but they did hook me up to the fetal monitor and everything, and watched my progress over a couple hours, and they sent me home. So when I got back to my 39th week to the doctor appointment for that week, it was elevated again. They had me sit down in the back for about 20 minutes. Took my blood pressure again. It was pretty high. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to send you over there to be monitored again at the hospital. And he was like, you know what, you're 39 weeks, so we might as well start to induce you, because I guess it was only going to get worse, or they didn't want to take a chance and whatever. So that was the story leading up to the admission at the hospital. Now, once admitted on Thursday, they started me on I want to say Cytofol, basically it's an oral oral application to start the induction process. So basically, instead of the pitocin, they had me taking like a pill, and that's Thursday and Friday. I was taking those pills every 4 hours. So it just made the cramps more. I'm not cramps. I'm sorry. That's what it felt like. It made the contractions more severe and closer together, and supposed to have made me dilate, but unfortunately, for 48 hours, I was sitting there and I hadn't dilated at all. And guys, I don't know about you, but the checking, like when they have to keep checking to see how far you dilated, that was very uncomfortable for me. Like, I did not like that at all. Especially different people. Not even because they were checking me. It wasn't the privacy factor. It was just more so people. Some are more rough than others, and I didn't like it at all. I was just like, oh gosh, please just let me be like 10 centimeters next time somebody check me. But of course, that wasn't the case. I was at between 0 and 1, which is really nothing, for 2 days, and they wouldn't let me get up out the bed. They told me I could walk around, but they really had me like constricted to the bed to stay on the monitor. And I was just like, I gotta walk. My back is hurting. I was having a really bad back labor, and the contractions weren't too bad. Like, they were bearable. I didn't even ask for any kind of medication for the whole 2 days. I was just dealing with it. Yeah, it hurt, but I just was like, you know what, this is not too bad. But then The second night of me taking the oral uh, inducing medication or whatever, my water broke. I went to the bathroom, so I was constantly urinating, and because I hadn't hooked up to the IV, and my water broke, and I was just like, yes, some type of progress. And then shortly after, my mucus plug first, I'm sorry, and then shortly after that, my water broke. So I told them, I'm like, come on and check me that. And at that point, I was ready to be checked, but nothing, still nothing. Like, still, I think I was like 1. So I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. I was gonna say, just send me home, and I'll just wait to my 40th week, or go 41 weeks and see if she comes on her own. Cause I'm tired of sitting here, and I was hungry. Didn't want to eat. It was so bad. So the next morning, my doctor came. He checked me. I was 3 centimeters. So that was excellent. Excellent news. 3 centimeters, sent me automatically to the delivery room, and they hooked me up, got me set up there. They also told me I can get an epidural at that point, and they were going to also start my Pitocin. So the Pitocin is no joke. Like, I thought I was dealing with some contractions. I thought I was, hanging in there. I'm like, oh, okay, I could probably do natural. When they put that Pitocin in my IV, no joke. I'm telling you. I was like, oh no. They was like, you get the epidural now. I was like, let me see how long I can take it before I just say, give me some type of medication or give me some drugs. But I think I went maybe an hour without anything, and I was like, yeah, call an anesthesiologist up in here because I can't do it. Epidural wasn't that bad. I was, watched it on Baby Story like 1,000 times, and I was like, oh, that has to hurt, like a spinal, some type of spinal needle going in your spinal cord or something like that. That gotta hurt, but it wasn't bad at all. Like, anyway, nothing can compare to the pain I was feeling, so I didn't even care. But that was pretty good. Got the epidural, smooth sailing from that point on. They had me in the Pitocin for 8 hours, and the reason I ended up getting a C-section was because my doctor said I wasn't progressing. Like, I stayed at the 3 centimeters for the whole 8 hours, and they couldn't keep me on Pitocin no longer than that. So, yeah. So then they decided that C-section was the way to go, and I was just like, I had my feelings about it, but I didn't even expect to have a C-section, honestly. But things happen. The reason why, she was head down, but she was in the anterior position, so she was head down but facing the side of my body, so she wouldn't come down that way. So it was gonna have to be done anyway. But they took me to the OR around like 6 o'clock, and they had to put me to sleep because so I didn't even get a chance to like enjoy seeing her birth. I just had to be put to sleep because they were cutting me. They asked me did I feel it, and I said yes. Like, I really felt them doing the little practice cuts on my stomach to see if I felt anything, and I'm like, yeah, please, because they had gave me another bolt of the numbing medication through the epidural, but it was kind of close to when they were trying to do the C-section, so it didn't get a chance to fully take effect. So yeah, 5 deep breaths with the gas, and I was out. So I woke up, heard some faint crying. I didn't see her, but I heard her crying, and I was really nauseous. I think I pooped like 3 times. But it was over, and I was just really excited and anxious to see her. From that point, from the OR, I went to recovery. I feel like that was just the best part of the whole experience, because the staff was so pleasant. Like, they were so pleasant, really helpful. I just felt like it was kind of homey as well. Like, it wasn't like I didn't feel like I was in a hospital. It was really had that home type of feeling, there, and everybody was kind of like family in a sense. I know that's their job, as practitioners and everything, and to be genuine and pleasant, and all of that. But it just felt kind of different there. So they have a great staff, basically, in a nutshell. But the recovery part, they just basically just had me doing a lot of walking around. You know, I was just, they brought the baby to me that night, that same night after the surgery. I didn't want to hold her too long, you know, because I was really kind of out of it. They pumped me with like every type of medication. So I just was like, you know what, I'll see her tomorrow, you know, when I feel a little bit better. And, you know, I was in there. I had her the 14th, August 14th at 6:30 p.m. I was admitted, just to remind you, on Thursday. So 2 days I was just sitting there with no progress. Um, and then after having her on the 14th, that Saturday, I was allowed to be discharged on Tuesday. So I was in there for a while. I really was, but like I said, it was all worth it. Um, I love my little girl to death. She's so sweet. Um, she's just a little angel, and you know I wouldn't trade her for the world or anything that I had to go through to get her here. But on another note, as far as the support factor of you know, my labor experience, like my mom, she was just really, me and my mom bump heads all the time, so that's, everybody knows that. But she was just, it was bad. Like, I just didn't even want her to be there. And as a grandmother, you would think that, you know what I'm saying, like, or as a mom and to soon to be grandmother, you would think that she would be a little bit more supportive and um, less herself, because the normal her is just so overbearing, demanding, and very opinionated. And I just wanted her to just fall back a little bit and just be there for me, for that emotional support, you know, while I was in so much pain. But it seemed like instead of relieving it, she was adding to it. So that's a story in itself, but that wasn't fun. When I upload the footage from the hospital, you'll see in my face how upset I was at the time from her pissing me off or whatever with the at the hospital. But I don't know how long I've been talking, but I think I'm going to cut this off here. In the second part of this video, I am going to um, just talk a little bit more about um, what you can expect from me as far as videos go in, you know, the future, and also probably finish up a little bit more of the L&D story, because I think there's a couple things that I didn't touch on. So alright, watch part 2 later.